Good morning, everybody. So it's a Goodwill shopping day, looking for, the normal stuff, art, brass, wood, collectibles, needle points, basically anything I can flip for a profit. So we'll see what we find today. Spotted in the wild.
Hey.
You guys know I am not into seasonal Halloween fall decor. But this one actually seems like an oldie. Like, look at that tag. So $12.99, and I can't tell if it's metal or ceramic. This part is metal. I think the gold finish is really good. Also, how cute is this tiny little snow globe with the kitty cat inside?
Oh, amazing.
Okay, who am I with having two fall things in my cart? So I picked up a few of these handkerchief type of vases a while ago, and I'm happy to report one of them sold, but that was it. So I'm still passing on them. Okay, so this guy looks really cool. $12.99 as is. Oh, yeah, he's missing a tooth. Well, that's a bummer. Oh, and then his ear. Okay, so that's a pass. So I am always drawn to handmade dolls like this. I think they're so interesting and have just so much character. This one has quite the tatas in the center. So I am absolutely not allowed to pick up any more brown pottery because it just does not sell as well. And I may have told you guys this already, so I am trying very hard, even though I like this one because of the way it's scalloped. And I just want to put it in my cart. It's only $2. Oh, I think I'm talking myself into a brown piece of pottery again. I got excited for a second because I've been picking up these angels when they're old and they sell, but this guy's plastic and painted, kind of strange, so passing on that. These birds as a set are actually quite sweet. They have a lot of character. I just don't know how this type of porcelain does. Here's a really pretty Mexican pottery piece. The bird is adorable. It doesn't seem like it has any chips. It's $7.99. Pictures are a hard sell for me, but I don't think I've really picked up many Tonala pictures, so I gotta see if I've sold one of these before. A cute little brass and marble piece, and I have sold this before, but it is missing a price, so that's a bummer. Okay, I'll have to get a price on it. So I just found another one, and it is, in fact, ceramic. But this one has lost its top, which is a bummer. So you guys are gonna think I'm ridiculous, but I ended up putting that pumpkin back and the cute little snow globe. I just can't do it. I have such a hard time picking up holiday stuff for like fall and Halloween. It's just, I don't know if I have it in me. That pumpkin definitely was the closest I have gotten to like that type of decor. But I did get this, which is great because I've sold it before. And I looked in my back, Etsy sold, and I have sold one like this before. So I thought those are safe bets. And so that's why I came out with those. So we'll see what the next step brings. Walking into Goodwill number 2. Starting off super strong with some cloisonne vases. I have never seen this colorway. Well, there definitely seems like there's some imperfections in the enamel. Oh yeah, look at this one. Actually, this is a really good example of showing you like the process. Like there's the metal and then they fill it with the enamel. So part of me wants to pick this up just to show what it looks like underneath because it's really cool. How much is this one damaged? Okay, $6.99. Yeah. This one I think I'll still pick up because the little bits are not as pronounced, and I still think it's such a cool colorway. I like these. I feel like these might be like Scandinavian. Let's see what it says. Made in Norway. So pair $4.99 and $4.99. Okay, little more than I like to spend per, but I have never seen ones like this here. So I'm gonna grab them. So more busts. I did sell the 3 I got recently, although I don't think they're, okay, that one's priced, so it must be the same. And the person who bought them said that they collect busts, and if I ever get any more in, let them know. So I think I may get these. This is a pretty trivet for $2.99. I like the dots. So I also just grabbed this off the shelf. I need to do a Google lens on it because looking at the bottom, it looks maybe like it's hand painted. So another interesting piece I just pulled off the shelf. And what intrigued me is that tiny little tag right there. It says handmade. And if you look on the back, it says museum copy. And I have sold really good replicas of like museum antiquities. They have an audience. So I think I'm gonna get this crazy looking vase. This is definitely the fullest these shelves have been in this store in a long time. This is the one that is usually very sparse. And there's a ton of stuff. Oh my gosh, I've always wanted a ceramic paper bag. Although this one almost feels like resin instead, or maybe it's plaster. It's only $3.99. It has a little chip there, which could easily be, you know, painted. So I don't know. Here's a beautiful green handmade bowl for $12.99. That's a little more than I want to spend, but the detail around the edges is great. Looks like it's a little scratched in the center. It's pretty lightweight, which shows that whoever made it did a good job. More pottery. This is a very cool piece. $1.99 has like this crackle center where it's glass. I feel like I need to get it. It's just so cool. This camel has some really nice wood tones, and I like the gold painted detail. Don't pick up many camels. Most of the time they're broken. $2.99 could be great for a nativity scene. Dear Lord, this snowman is adorable. I can't even. It's a s'mores little snowman. Although he's missing his nose, which is devastating. If the brass on this was more yellowy, probably pick it up. It's feeling very rose gold, so I'm not sure I like that. It's $4.99. So you guys know I don't pick up a ton of copper pieces. I kind of like this one. It is $1.99, and then next to it are these, and I think they're both fruit. Are they both fruit? Yeah, I like the fruit. $4.99. I feel like they seem, well, made in India. I don't know what to expect in terms of value on these. I feel like if I was gonna dip my toe into like copper wall plaques, these would be the ones. So I used to have a very large collection of the letter A, of course, because of my name. So I would have been all over this about 15 years ago. I don't know if that's dirt or the metallic finish, but it is, oh my God. I can't even, oh my gosh, I honestly could barely lift that with one arm. Holy cow, that is heavy. This mushroom plate, of course, caught my eye because we're mushroom obsessed in my house. And this one is pretty adorable. It's $2.99, but I think it's newer. I don't think I've ever seen this many vintage patterns, sewing patterns in my life at a thrift store. This is insane. Look at all of them. I'm a bit of a hoarder for easels because, you know, I sell and display and own a lot of art. This is a style I've never seen before. It is $3.99. These types of jewelry boxes and displays have been selling really well. Now, this is, I think, the first cherry one I have seen. Usually they're like a mid-tone stain, like a mid-tone brown. It's $14.99. It's basically new. This, unfortunately, was to kind of protect the glass in case it got shattered. And it's been on there so long, it's going to be a bit of a bear to get off. But it's like in pristine condition. So I just saw this from afar. And I was hoping it was like a needlepoint, but no. Just like painted fiber, like rattan. So definitely newer. Yeah, 20 bucks. It is really cute though, despite the fact that it's a newer production. So that last stop was really good, and I got a lot of like interesting things that I don't usually get. This stop was the Goodwill that was under construction when I was here last, so we'll see what kind of updates they've done to it. Some brass candle holders, although I'm picking them up less and less. And this kind with the loop have never really sold well for me. Some pretty blue and white candle holders, and I feel like this might be Delft pottery. Looks like it's stamped underneath there. Ducks are having a moment. I don't know if Delft ducks are, but it's only $1.99. Well, this piece is crazy. $3.99. Definitely a weird one, but I kind of dig it for all its weirdness. I'm not really into lighthouses, but I think these are actually quite sweet. Well, this is kind of handy. It is a Christmas dish set for $20. It's already in a gift basket wrapped, so someone must have tried to sell this at their booth and did not have luck. So that's not a great sign, but man, is this like ready to go. So I don't think I have ever seen someone paint the mat like this and include it as part of the picture. It's amazing. I believe it is like hand done. Yeah, with the way it's rippling and stuff. It doesn't look quite like a print. And it's nicely framed too. It is $4.99. It's not my usual style that I pick up, but I feel like I'm powerless against how adorable this is. So I'm on the hunt for really pretty glasses because we're heading into entertaining season. These are $2 every day for me, although they're really nice. $3 each is a little steep, but they're very heavy. I think they're like the leaded crystal, but any type that would appear on like a bar cart or at a cocktail party, something like that is what I'm looking for. So I walked out of there with just 3 things. I mean, I'm kind of excited about them. That piece of art is kind of interesting, and I got that really strange like pedestal bowl. What is this? I don't even know why I'm doing this. I guess this is the shape it makes. I guess that's what I was doing. And then the little duck figurine. Funny enough, this is the Goodwill that I actually got a grab bag, goodie bag of like miniature duck figurines a while ago. Like, I want to say it was like earlier this year. It could be last year. You know, things come in and out of my life so fast. I don't exactly know when it has happened. But maybe this is my store to get all of those really cute little like blue and white figurines. I don't know. Maybe that's what I will remember this store by. But the construction is definitely continuing on. It looks a lot more organized today. So that was a relief because last time I was in, stuff was everywhere. And I do not like to shop like that. So we have one more Goodwill to hit right near here. And then probably take a break and hit it up again tomorrow. Walking into Goodwill number 4, and the spider is missing. So I'm not sure what happened to it. I hope it didn't pop. That would be sad because kids love that spider. Well, this is a good start. So these candle holders, made in Korea. So they're probably vintage. $6.99 though each. Which is kind of steep. But I do really like the shape of them. And look at these. They are $6.99 each, which is crazy high. So I won't be getting them. But the etched detail is absolutely stunning. And it's a set of 4, which is amazing. This is giant. It might be the biggest one I've ever come across. I won't be getting it because they just don't sell for me anymore, but it's in great shape. These types of stone vases usually don't have brown mixed through them, which makes it kind of rare. $7.99. I have not picked up a marble vase in a long time. This one's tempting. Well, look who's holding another brown piece of pottery. This gal. But it's really interesting. It's a tray. It's $6.99. It's really well done. I like that it almost looks like leather. I feel like, you know, I made that grand statement, no more brown pottery, and broke it already. So I just found this cute thing. I think it's handmade. And, okay, now I'm confused. Like, I can't pull it off. Like, what is this for? What is that for? Maybe if I peel the sticker off, I can kind of see underneath. Maybe there's something that it says. But yeah, I cannot figure out why the lid would be stuck in it. So I always say do not sleep on the vase plant pot aisle because you can find some really good pottery in here, like handmade pottery. Although this one feels manufactured. Yeah, that one's manufactured. But I have had good luck in this section, especially at this actual store. But this is really pretty. like the red on it. And yes, it has brown. $4.99, handmade, narrow little neck. I think it's gonna go in the cart. I have never seen Pyrex mugs like this before. So they're $2.99 blue, like the perfect country cottage blue. And it looks like there are 4 of them. I don't think they're like super valuable, but I feel like as a set, maybe they would do well. I also just found a set of these vintage glasses. They're $3.99 each. For more interesting glassware, these are the vintage melting ice martini glasses, and there's 2 of them at $9.99 each. So I'm gonna pick these up. Apparently I'm on a roll for vintage barware. That ice bucket, and then this ice bucket with like the lucite on top. I don't love the brass on this. It's very like cheap. This one is a bit better, but the handle is kind of icky. You can kind of see, ooh, I don't know if that's rust or just grossness. So this is a fun find because I love fish. And this is like a lacquer fish dish. It's great, $3.99, 100%. Coming home. So I can't decide how I feel about this. Oh, it's kind of icky there, so I'd have to get that out. The mixed tones are kind of cool. Brass and silver, made in India. I don't know how old it is, so I need to do a Google lens. So I actually think I have one more Goodwill stop in me today. I wasn't sure if I was going to have time, so I thought, oh, I'll just go to this Goodwill tomorrow. But no, I have a few minutes before I have to pick up my son, so I'm going to pop in the thrift stores, see what I can find. So this will be the last Goodwill stop of the day. So this, of course, caught my eye. It's awesome. It's so heavy, but it has some breakage on the tips, which is a bummer. These types of pieces often have breakage, but I feel like for the price, I'll probably pass on it. Although I'm gonna look for a mate to it. Maybe the other one's here too. Oh my goodness, more little figurines. This one with the flowers. This one I've never seen. $2.99. I don't know how the people do. Is that breakage there? Or maybe just the back side of the flowers. Ooh, is it dusty? Because we are 2 seconds from Christmas, I am majorly on the hunt for anything Christmas I can find. So a pair of these, $2.99 each, which is not bad, although I think they're newer based on the tag and stuff. But I may get them anyways. Now this box was brass. This would be an amazing find. It's Nicole Miller, so it's newer, probably sold at like Home Goods. It's really good quality actually, but I'll be passing on it. But if you can find the antique versions of these with the gold and the brass, they're worth a lot of money. So these are nearly at my eye level, and I turned the corner and I was like, oh my, oh wow. They are so funny, like their teeth are insane. Something I'm always looking for are these brass stocking holders. This one is $6.99, and I think I have one already like it. So I'm not sure what this is with the holes. I mean, I don't think it'd be butter, right? But it's really nicely made. The lid fits like a dream, although it looks like there might have been some chippies there from use. $4.99. Really interesting piece. This wooden turtle is really interesting. It's like emerging out of a shell. That's $6.99, probably newer, so I won't get it. It's not very often that big furniture pieces like this make it into the store. This one I don't love as much, although it's in really good shape. But this like secretary is really pretty. I have a kind of green painted version of this that was my grandma's that I have as a keepsake for me that I am hoping to one day have a really nice spot for in my house. I see a painting. Okay, I'm gonna pull it out. Anyone want to take bets on whether it's cool or if it's I'm kind of thinking maybe so not super in love. And I also think, based on the back, that it might be something that was manufactured. So, well, handmade, but I think they printed on it initially and then layered stuff on the top. So that's like a technique that some of the companies that produce like mass-produced art are doing. So it's like a combination of printed and then some like human elements to it. So I found another little wooden easel. This one is definitely homemade. It is $2.99. At least I think it's an easel. I have not actually tested it. Probably should go grab a piece of art and put it on top. But you guys know, like I said earlier, I'm always on the lookout for cool, unique, weird easels. Confirmed, it is an easel. And this piece of art caught my eye, but it's not like magic. Now this piece, on the other hand, I kind of love that it's unfinished. It is $2.99. I think I might get it. And then this piece, I can't decide if I like it or not. The colors are great, especially for this time of year. I feel like that pear is not as great. So it's $1.99. I think I may just take a risk on it and get it, just because I sell weird art like this all the time. Another piece of art that is kind of intriguing. So it's like a linen, the white with what, I guess it's paint. At first I was like, is it charcoal? Because it's giving charcoal vibes. And it is $6.99. Okay, I think I shall get this one too. So here's my pile. I definitely should have gotten a cart, but I didn't because I usually don't find much at this location. So another one of these jewelry boxes. This one's $7.99. The hearts on it make it really cute. The hardware is really good too. So this is why you go down every aisle, because you can find gems that are not Halloween in the Halloween aisle, like this handmade bowl. So I'm not gonna get it because I don't need any more pottery like this for my booth, but it's really pretty. $2.99. Okay, everyone, we are back in my studio space, and I am so over the bright, sunny weather. I need the gloom, please. I'm tired of fighting the sun. Like, I'm perched here on the edge of my chair in order to avoid all the sunlight. So I just wanted to show you a few of the things that I picked up that will be listed on Etsy. The rest of the stuff is gonna go to my vintage booth. I'm really trying to stock up ahead of the busy season, especially anything that's for entertaining, anything that is giftable. I wanna make sure that I am getting everything in my booth, because now is the time people are buying. It's already like kicking in. I've already seen an uptick in sales, so it is happening. And so I wanna make sure that I'm capitalizing on this time of year. So the pieces that are gonna be available on Etsy are this giant museum quality vase. And the thing that I wasn't able to show you in the store is this tag here. And then on the other side, oh geez, if I can figure out how to show this to you. Here, this is right here. Museum copy. So I'm gonna put on the screen the vase that I sold previously that was like a museum copy. So it was a very good replica of something that was an antiquity that was in, I can't remember what museum. It sold for a lot. It was listed for a while because the price point was higher, but it was such an amazing specimen. And I knew it was something special as soon as I saw it. Same thing with this. I was like, ooh, this looks like another one of those museum quality pieces. And then, you know, lo and behold, it has that thing on there. So I was really excited. It's my second one that's a replica of something that exists in a museum. A very exciting and unusual find. Some more pottery that is coming to my Etsy shop is this beautiful Mexican pottery piece. So I have sold the style before, not quite this like more squat shape, but I've sold a bigger picture in the past, and I definitely have sold this pattern before. It's one of my favorites because it's matte, and I like the deep blue mixed with the terracotta color. So I think it's a really great piece. So that's gonna be listed on Etsy. And then totally different, like a totally different vibe from this is this. And I think it is fabulous. It has these cool feet. Look at the texturing on the bottom. And I love the geometric shape, and the colors are really interesting. Again, terracotta with this like light blue, and then this more gray, like taupe color on the edges. This is only $3.99, and it's so well done. So I made sure that it sat flat on a surface, and it did. So definitely was made by someone who like knew what they were doing. And I can't remember if it has, oh yeah, it has like a squiggle. So I guess that's the artist's marking. So pieces like this, weird ones, usually have a buyer. I usually pick them up because they're just like a fun piece and a statement piece to have. And I love the fact that this is big enough to put, you know, fruit. It can be a catch-all. It can basically hold a bunch of different stuff. Your mail, it's definitely big enough to hold your mail. So that was like a really fun piece. And for the price, I could not leave it behind. It is so hard for me not to check myself. So someone recently commented that I appear vain as I'm filming because I'm constantly looking at the viewfinder. So what you guys don't know is like right next to here, I have the viewfinder. And the reason why I am looking is because I'm checking where I am on camera and then also checking where the objects are and if they are in view or if they're blurry, because my camera has this special technology, which you guys probably know by now because you've watched my videos, that as soon as you put something up to the front, it blurs back to focus in. And not every camera does that. This camera in particular has this type of technology, and that's why I actually chose this camera, because it's good for people that do hauls. This is also a good camera for people who do makeup tutorials. So if you've ever seen someone doing a makeup tutorial and having to do like with their hand, it's because their camera isn't equipped to be able to do that. So anyway, this is getting lost in the weeds, but I just want to let you guys know it's if I'm looking over to the right, it's not because I'm checking to see how beautiful I look. It is because I want to make sure that I am in frame and that the objects are showcasing appropriately. I promise I'm not admiring myself as I am filming. So I thought I would just put that out there because I do get that on occasion. That was the first one that accused me of being vain. But I do get where people are like, well, you keep looking elsewhere. And it's like, well, guys, I have the viewfinder and we're doing a haul. Come on. So anyways, back to the haul as I speak. So I have never picked up these types of copper pieces before. But I thought that because I found two and they were both fruit, I would give them a try because other sellers have really good luck with copper. I have only really picked up like the handmade copper platters and trays, and those have sold well for me, but any other copper pieces I've kind of shied away from. So these ones I thought were really great. Now this one has some patina, which I'm in like little dots, which I'm assuming is okay and part of the charm. So I guess we'll see. I'm gonna sell them as a pair and see how they do, and if I ever pick up copper pieces like this again. But I always feel like people are surprised that I don't pick up any copper that I see, because there's always this this opinion out there that copper is like one of the main metal types you should always be looking for and always grab, which I never really do. I'm more of a brass person, as you know. So speaking of metals I don't usually pick up, we're going to talk about these beautiful pieces next. Okay, so I very rarely find pewter. I actually found a pair of really pretty mid-century pewter candle holders recently. They have not sold. So I don't know, maybe I'm just known as the brass girly, and that is why I can't seem to move other metal types. I feel like these ones could, if any could move, it could be these, because these are actually from, where are they from again? Norway. And I feel like my friend Laura, who you guys watch, I feel like she would have picked these up. And I know that she has sold pewter in the past. So these are definitely older, they're vintage. I just love that they were stamped inside rather than on the bottom because of like the felting. I thought that was a really great touch, and they're just really, really lovely and in good shape. So I'm gonna list these on Etsy. We'll see how they do. I need to do some comps, or I need to ask my friend Laura how much they are, but I just love this detailing here. It's so organic and interesting, and we're heading into entertaining season. So I am like ramping up all the candle holder purchases. So you know I absolutely love cloisonne pieces. And so when I found this one in this amazing shade, and sadly its mate was in bad shape, I hope I don't regret picking it up. If you sell cloisonne and you sell like damaged cloisonne, let me know how it does for you, because I don't know if cloisonne is one of those things that if it has patina and wear like that one did, which was kind of like the actual enamel was missing, I don't know if that makes them totally like a no-go in terms of pickup. So I don't know. So if you've ever sold damaged cloisonne, let me know in the comments below. Let me know how much you sell them for, if that is a possibility. It was really hard for me to leave that one behind. If it wasn't a colorway that I would decorate with personally, I probably would have picked up and just turned it around. Every once in a while, I will find pieces that just have a damage in a very pronounced spot that I feel like totally devalues the piece in terms of me reselling it. And then I usually just keep it for myself. especially if it's something that's good enough to turn around and no one will know except for me. But I was very excited about this. There was a woman in the aisle that saw me go, like, I like looked, saw them, and I raced to grab them, and like in like a kind of, I guess not dramatic, but I was like, whew. Okay, I did not make that noise. That does sound dramatic. But in terms of like forcefully like seeing them, walking very briskly, grabbing them, and then walking towards my basket, the woman said, wow, you really knew that those were cloisonne and that they're valuable. And I'm like, yes, I do. She's like, do you collect them? So when people ask, I'll say that I'm a dealer. I'm openly, obviously, a dealer, a vintage dealer out and about. I mean, I'm doing public videos about it. But sometimes when people are really excited to know if you collect it, I just say, well, yeah, I am a collector, because technically I am. I do have some for myself as well, but this one I'm selling. So anyways, one more piece from the day. So this is kind of a different pickup for me because everything else is like skewing more old world. And this is definitely like giving me like 90s vibes, but technically 90s is vintage now, which is just hard for me to stomach. But I thought this was a really cute vase. And so I had to pick it up. I'm gonna put it online because I feel like in my booth, it would really stand out as the outlier. And so I don't think that I will be putting it in my booth, and I think I'll just put it online. It wasn't very expensive, it was $4.99, but it's really nicely done. And I thought the shape was really good. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that love this like very colorful, saturated, like 90s, early 2000s look, especially with the young kids. And so that's why I kind of wanted to pick that up. That was probably like the piece that really stood out from the rest of the items that I got, because there were so many things that I felt like color-wise, like the palette, like this, like burgundy, orange, terracotta color was definitely a theme for my thrifting trip. Oh, and another thing I forgot to show you. This is gonna be available on Etsy. The most amazing ceramic tray. I thought the patterning on it looked absolutely like leather, and the coloring is really good. It's very solid and sturdy, and it was only $6.99, which is crazy. So, I mean, everyone needs something like this on their coffee table, on their kitchen counter, on, the table beside their front door and their entryway. Like, this is an amazing piece for your jewelry in your bathroom. I mean, these are one of those things that everyone could do with having an amazing tray to corral all their crap in their house and make it pretty. And that's this piece. So yes, it's brownish, it's brown adjacent, it's definitely more terracotta red tones, and so I had to get it, even though I'm trying to be good and not pick up any more brown pottery because this is a bit of a harder sell. So I wanted to call out a few things quickly before I let you go. So I got these two very cool bottle openers from another dealer at one of the antique malls I'm in, Curiosities. They were, I think, $5 each. They're made in Italy. They are like bronze. I think they're actually might be bronze. They're very heavy. They're just so cool. These are the type of pieces that at this time of year can be great to have in your booth because they're very giftable. They also make really good hostess gifts, like bottle openers. It's just one of those things that nearly everyone would like, a fancy and cool bottle opener. So this is one of those pieces to pick up. Every bottle opener I have ever put in my booth has always sold, especially if it's fun and novelty like this. I'll sell these separate, like I'll price them separate. And I think that they'll go really quickly because they're just so cool and they're made in Italy. I mean, I especially love her. I mean, oh my goodness. She is amazing. So yeah, don't sleep on novelty, cool like bar cart essentials like this, especially heading into, like I keep saying, entertaining season, which is where I sell most of the entertaining stuff that I buy. You saw me pick up a bunch of glassware. So I'm going to actually make, I think, a shelf in one of my booths that I'm trying to figure out how I want to style it and merchandise it. But I think I'm going to just put all the glassware and all the entertaining stuff like on this one shelf that's kind of like a bit of an underperformer for me, but I feel like if I like merch it out and theme it out, like this is the bar card, and actually have a little bit of signage, like really pretty, like minimalist signage in there, maybe that will help like tell that story and make that shelf more of like an appealing place to shop. Right now it's kind of like Deadsville, which is not uncommon. That's one of the things about having a booth that I have learned, is that no matter what you do, sometimes you just have dead zones in your booth. And unless someone like me is going through your booth who looks at every single thing down low, up high, around, pull it out, because I'm trying to find the good stuff. Other people are just, you know, they're going to these set zones. So something I have had to learn. So I have two more fun things to show you that I did not get in footage. So remember when I told you guys I was probably going to be redoing my gallery wall at some point? I am slowly in the process of collecting blue colored art and needle points. And once I get to a critical mass, I probably will swap it out. It's just something new to have behind me. Now, of course, everyone and their mother and their brother emailed me saying, well, great, when are you selling this stuff? And the answer is I'm not selling this stuff. I'm gonna keep it for now because I'll probably switch back, especially since I just got this piece. So a lot of this stuff will just go live somewhere else in my home. So I'm sorry to disappoint. Maybe some of these things will make their way into my Etsy shop, but right now, I just plan to just relocate a lot of this stuff. But the piece that kicked off this idea of switching everything up to blue is this one. Now, I got this from my friend Angela. She is in the UK. She is a UK seller. She's the one that I shopped with when I was over there visiting my in-laws, and we had the best day. If you haven't seen that episode or her episode, I'll link them down below. It was really fun to go shopping with another YouTuber and vintage seller. It was the best time, especially in a different country. It was great. So right after that trip, she like uploaded a bunch of stuff to her shop because she gets the best merchandise, and she always has the best needle points. So this one hit her shop, and I was like, OMG, like I have to have that. And this is like kicking off what could be the blue wall behind me because it's beautiful. So close up of it, really well done, super heavy. The glass is ridiculously heavy. It's definitely an old piece. Europe in general has the best needle points. They do, and they're in abundance. It's so hard because I love them, and it's just so rare for me to find them. Although I did just get back from New York. I did my Etsy trip. That video is coming up probably in the next few days, and I did come home with 3 needle points. I paid a lot for them, but one of them in particular broke my brain. And everyone I've showed it to, they're like, I have never seen that before. So that was a little teaser, but this one I thought was great. So when I buy from her or anyone in the UK, I usually just have them ship the stuff to my in-laws, and then my in-laws will bring it over when they visit. And so I have to wait a while for it, but it's just the most affordable way for me to get, buy in the UK. And it's just easier for the sellers so they don't have to worry about it coming overseas and getting lost. And so that's why I usually do that. She also, bless her heart, put in the package this one. I mean, look at that. And it's also blue. So it's like, here we go, blue wall. Here it's coming. And so I'm so excited about this too. So I just have to find the right frame for it, and I'm gonna get it framed up, and it's just the cutest thing. So thank you, Angela, for this special little bonus thing in my package. So very excited about that. But yeah, definitely check out her shop. She has some of the most beautiful things. She's the reason why I picked up those busts the other day, and they sold to someone who collects busts. So I was very excited about that. So that was one thing about shopping with her. It was definitely like a learning experience because there's so many like old world things, porcelain things, trinkety things that I just don't get over here and don't have an eye for, that it was fun to watch her pick up those pieces and educate me on those. So anyways, she's great. Her Etsy or her YouTube channel is really wonderful too. So one last thing before you go, I wanted to mention that the in-person workshop on social media for resellers, I'm gonna be doing that in October. I'll put the information on the screen, and then I'm gonna keep putting it down below in case anyone wants to sign up. So if many people keep asking me, are you gonna record it so anyone who is in a different state can watch it, or overseas, like what are your plans? And I am turning it into an online course that hopefully will launch by the end of the year, which is my goal. I'm hoping like doing this workshop and getting all of the materials and all of the slides and content, for that event done will help then transition that into a course really quickly, and then it'll be available for you guys for purchase, because I want to get it ready to go before we start a whole brand new year, because I know a lot of people are in their like business planning mindset. They're like, what am I going to be doing next year? What do I want to level up? What do I want to change? What do I want my business to look like in 2026, which I can't believe I'm saying that we are almost to 2026. And so I wanted a time the launch of this for that time period when people are thinking about, okay, I want the skills and the marketing know-how on social media to help me sell more stuff. And so that course is coming. I'm just working through the in-person one right now. So if you're local and this is the first time you're hearing about it, it's a 2-hour workshop. It's going to be at Curiosities in their new Flex space. It's the mall that I'm in Tigard. So it's in the evening, it's 2 hours, and it's a full workshop, deep dive into every single thing that I have learned and used to grow my Instagram and grow on YouTube and grow my business here as a vintage reseller and content creator to where I was able to, quit my consulting job and now I can do this full time. So that's what will be learned in that workshop. So I actually have someone flying in for it. So, which I was so touched that she's doing that. She wants to come shop Portland and she also wants to attend my workshop, which is just wonderful. So the people that have already RSVPs are a really good group, and there's gonna be so much you'll learn just by being with those other sellers as well, and also forming those connections. Because one thing you're gonna learn in the workshop is how important it is to grow connections online on social media, because by having this group of people to help you promote, you grow faster. And the best way to form these connections is, of course, like through a learning opportunity like the workshop. So anyways, information on the screen and link down below in case you want to join me in that workshop if you're local. But yeah, that's coming up in a few weeks, which is crazy. I was on the plane from New York, like rapidly outlining and fleshing out even more that I was going to put in the workshop. And I was realizing as pages grew, I was like, there is so much that I have done and learned that I forget that I have learned because it's now second nature to me. But it's definitely like an accumulation of many, many, many years of trial and error and just seeing the way things change. Okay, so that's all I have to share with you today. And thank you for shopping with me. I can't believe I got like 3 boxes worth of stuff. The artwork that you saw, that's gonna be going to one of my vintage booths. So you'll have to go and shop in there. I'll probably go to Tiny Brambles. But my New York trip was great. The recap of that is coming up probably in the next few days. I'm gonna try to get it out, which was really fun to be back in America's biggest city, because that's what I kept telling my son. Mama's going to the biggest city in the United States, because he's all about like, what is the biggest? What's the fastest? What's the coolest? So I was like, I'm going there. He's like, you're going to the biggest city? I'm like, the biggest city is where I'm going. So he was very impressed by my travels. So anyways, a story you may not have needed. Anyways, thanks for watching. So anything that's on Etsy, usually linked down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Take care.